The Ontario government just announced a rebate worth up to $130,000 on new homes. And before you think this is another should I buy a pre-con or resale video, it is not. I'm not here to debate that today. I want to talk about one specific thing, this rebate. What it actually means, who it's for, how to claim it, and most importantly, what the fine print says that nobody else is telling you. So let's get into it. Let's set the stage first. The GTA pre-construction market has been through a rough couple of years. Developers have been cancelling projects, buyers have been walking away from assignments, and investor confidence has been shaky. But here's what's actually happening under the surface. Prices have corrected. Pre-con prices in 2026 are noticeably lower than they were in 2021 to 2022 during the peak. And now, the government has added the biggest financial incentive the new home market has ever seen. So the market isn't actually dead, it's actually resetting into what could be a significant buying window. On March 24, 2026, the Ontario and federal governments jointly announced an expanded HST rebate on new homes worth up to $130,000. Here's the simple version. When you buy a brand new home or a pre-construction unit in Ontario, you pay 13% HST on top of the purchase price. That's the 5% federal GST plus 8% provincial tax. On a $1 million home, that's $130,000 in taxes. This rebate eliminates that. And just so you understand how big this actually is, before this announcement, the maximum provincial rebate was $24,000, and the federal rebate essentially disappeared on any home priced over $450,000. So on a $900,000 home, you were getting almost nothing back. This is not a simple tweak, this is a complete overhaul of how new home taxation works in this province. And this is a big deal timing-wise. Your agreement of purchase and sale must be signed between April 1, 2026 and March 31st, 2027. That is a 12-month window. And after that, this enhanced rebate is gone. So yes, the clock is already ticking. Now here's where it gets interesting. This rebate is not just for first-time buyers. Whether you're a first-time home buyer stepping into the market for the first time or a move-up buyer purchasing a new build even though you've owned before, this rebate still applies to you. And here's the one that really surprises people. Even investors buying rental properties are also eligible through something called the new residential rental property rebate stream. So the reason for the buzz in the market is that this is not limited to first-time buyers at all. The only real conditions are that the home must be a qualifying new build, priced under $1.85 million, and you need to meet either a primary residence or a rental intent criteria depending on your situation. This is the reason why the pre-con market has suddenly picked up again and buyers are flocking to builders' offices to book their next home. Let me break down the savings clearly. On a home priced up to $1 million, the full HST has been removed, saving you up to $130,000. The limit was extended on homes between $1 million and $1.5 million, where you still get the full $130,000 rebate. Now, between $1.5 and $1.85 million, the rebate phases down proportionally, and above $1.85 million, only the pre-existing $24,000 rebate applies. For most buyers in the GTA, especially those looking at units in the $600,000 to $1 million range, you are looking at eliminating $78,000 to $130,000 in taxes. That is a down payment in and of itself. Now, different builders are treating this rebate completely differently. And if you don't understand which approach your builder is using, you could be in for a very expensive surprise on closing day. Some builders have already repriced their units and are advertising them as HST included. They've baked the rebate savings into the sticker price, so the number you see is your actual cost. But here is the red flag, and I'm already seeing this in the market. There are builders who have taken their $995,000 unit and bumped it to a $1.1 million mark after the week the rebate was announced, and are now calling it rebate included. You have not saved anything here. They have simply absorbed your rebate into their own profit margin. Other builders are keeping their listed price the same and telling buyers that they need to claim the rebate from the CRA. And then there are some developers, especially those with projects already in their sales pipeline, who haven't updated their pricing or contracts yet. They are still working through their legal teams to understand how to best structure this. Before you sign any pre-con agreement right now, ask your realtor to pull the pricing for that project from before April 1st, 2026. That is when this rule was expanded, and compare it to today's pricing. That comparison will tell you immediately whether the builder has quietly taken your savings back by raising the base price. That one step can save you tens of thousands of dollars. So, do you actually have to do anything to get this rebate? The answer is it depends on one thing, and you need to find this out before you sign any documents. Ask the builder if they are assigning the rebate, or do you have to claim it yourself. If the builder is assigning the rebate, you personally don't have to do anything. You sign one form at closing called the rebate assignment form. Your lawyer handles the rest. You never really deal with the CRA. But if the builder is not assigning the rebate, you do have to apply for it yourself. And here is exactly what that looks like. After you close, go to your CRA's My Account online and file two forms. The first form is GST 190. That's the main federal rebate application. The second form is Form RC 7190ON. That's the Ontario provincial portion. Both need to be filed together. You'll need your signed agreement of purchase and sale, your closing statement from your lawyer, and proof that you moved in. The CRA will process it and deposit the money directly into your bank account. You have 2 years from your closing date to file, but do it as soon as you possibly can. And keep every single document related to this purchase for at least 6 years. The CRA can audit you and claw back the rebate if they find you're in breach of the agreement. Your APS, your closing statement, your proof of occupancy, keep all of it safe. Now let's talk about construction timelines, because this is one of the most overlooked parts of the fine print, and it directly affects whether your rebate is valid or not. Here is the key rule. If you're buying a pre-construction home where construction has already started, meaning it began on or before March 31st, 2026, then your project must be completed by December 31st, 2031. This is the deadline. If the builder misses that completion date, your rebate eligibility is at risk. And if you're buying into a project where construction has not yet started, meaning it begins on or after April 1st, 2026, then the same December 31st, 2031 completion timeline applies. But here is the additional condition. Construction must actually break ground before March 31st, 2027. So if you sign in this window, but the builder hasn't put a shovel in the ground by March 2027, you could lose the rebate entirely. What this means practically for you as a buyer is simple. Before you sign any pre-con agreement, ask your builder two specific questions. 1, when does the construction begin? And 2, what is the projected occupancy date? Your realtor should help you cross-reference those timelines against the rebate deadlines before you commit to anything. The rebate window is open right now, running April 2026 through March 2027 only. Now, the federal expansion still requires Bill C-26 to pass in the parliament. Both Mark Carney and Doug Ford have publicly announced this together, so walking it back would be politically very difficult. But it is not law yet, and your contract should be structured in a way that accounts for that. This is exactly the kind of detail your agent should be telling you before you sign. The biggest trap I see catching buyers off guard is this. Some builders have already removed the HST from their listed price and structured their contracts assuming you will qualify for the rebate. If for any reason you don't qualify at closing, you owe the full HST on closing day, and that could be up to $130,000 that you were not expecting. This is exactly why having the right realtor reviewing every line of the contract before you sign is essential. And always ask for the all-in cost, not just the base price. By the time you add lot premium, upgrade packages, a unit that started at $750,000 can quietly become a $920,000 purchase. So with all of that context, what does this actually mean if you are a buyer right now? It means you're sitting in one of the rarest windows this market has seen in years, where three powerful things are aligned at the exact same time. Pre-con prices are down from their peak, and developers are genuinely hungry to negotiate, which means you have leverage you didn't have 2 years ago. The government has handed you up to $130,000 in tax savings that has never existed in this form before. And interest rates have come down from their recent highs, which means your mortgage qualification looks better today than it did 12 months ago. Now, will rates stay here? Honestly, nobody knows. There is a real uncertainty in the global economy right now, and rates could move in either direction. But here is the thing about pre-con. You're locking in your purchase price today, and by the time you close, you will have the ability to shop for the best rate available at that moment. You're locked into today's price and today's rebate. That is the actual advantage. Now, these things do not line up often, and a $130,000 rebate window closes March 2027. The buyers who win here are the ones who move with the right guidance, not the ones who move fast or figure it out later. That is exactly what I am here for. So if you are serious about making this window work for you, let's talk. If you want access to pre-construction projects that aren't publicly listed yet, platinum launches, VIP pricing, units before they hit the public, here's what I want you to do. Fill out the Google form in the description description below. It takes 2 minutes. Tell me your budget, your timeline, what area of the GTA you're looking at, and whether you're buying to live or invest. I will personally reach out to you, understand exactly what you need, and get you access to the best projects out there before anyone else sees them. And I'll walk you through every single one of those risks so you go in fully prepared. Drop a comment if you have questions, hit subscribe if this was helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.